Hi guys, it's me, Skylar Capri, and today we're doing my Bath & Body Works June 2026 release timelines and spoilers video. June is such an exciting month at Bath & Body Works. We always have the summer semi-annual sale. We also usually have the first inklings of fall and Halloween, making it one of my favorite months. And I'm so excited to share this video with you guys, as I know this is one of your favorites to watch and one of my favorites to make. So that said, if you're returning to my channel, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. We do all things body care on my channel, so if that sounds like something interesting to you, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And without further ado, let's dive right on into the video. All right, you guys, I'm gonna sit on this side of the screen and put some images up right here. If you're unfamiliar with how I do these style videos, I always start in whatever month I'm doing the predictions for last year. So this is gonna be the June 2026 prediction releases, timelines, spoilers. So the first place I like to start for these videos would be June of 2025. We'll walk through all of June of 2025, and then we'll use that knowledge and what we know about this year in 2026 to build out more of those spoilers and release timelines and predictions. So that said, let's go ahead and start in June of 2025. Now, June of 2025, the first couple of weeks are always going to be very quiet. This is something that we see year after year after year. That is simply because we're coming off of usually a smaller sale on Memorial Day, and then if you guys are Bath & Body Works fans, you will know that June is when we always have semi-annual sale, which always starts mid-month. So the first couple of weeks of June, you're not going to see like any major sales, any new product launches, simply because of how big the semi-annual sale is, and that's always happening around mid-June. Now in 2025, to be specific, we first got access to SAS products on Sunday, June 15th, and this is when they had their summer semi-annual sale early access for rewards members in the app. Not sure if this was the first year they did that. I think it was. I think really last year in 2025 was the first time they were doing a lot of these early app previews. I think they maybe tested it out once or twice in 2024, but in 2025, I believe was the first time you were able to have early access to the semi-annual sale. However, that early access was limited to online. You could not purchase things in stores, but I do think you could do BOPIS, which was buy online, pick up in store. So SAS technically started via an early access on June 15th, but it really started completely in the stores, available everywhere on Monday, June 16th. So kind of makes sense why the beginning weeks of June, so those first 2 weeks of June, are a little bit quieter, because the semi-annual sale is bringing 10, 15, 20 plus fragrances to the floor, and there's just a lot of commotion and nowhere else to put kind of the newer products were they to launch in those early June days. Now, that was really kind of the first half of June. The latter half of June, so beyond the start date for semi-annual sale is not just like a 3-day event, not just like a weekend event. Semi-annual sale is a multi-week event. So starting last year in June 15th, the semi-annual sale ran well into July. So the entire rest of June, they had semi-annual sale as well. But we also had a fall and Halloween starting to make its way into the store and online at the end of June. So the first thing that we had of somewhat of Halloween in June of last year was on June 24th, and this is when Bath & Body Works did the TikTok shop exclusive debut of Ice Cream Float. Now, Ice Cream Float was a new Halloween fragrance for last year. This one largely replaced Candy Apple Cauldron, and I believe this one had notes of like fizzy cola, spooky vanilla, and something else. It really did smell like a Coca-Cola float. Super great for some people. Other people that either don't like fizzy fragrances or don't like those cola fragrances, this definitely wasn't for them, but I thought this was fun. I really enjoyed the purple packaging, and we did see this as the first fragrance to be Bath & Body Works TikTok shop on June 24th. On June 25th, we did start to see not Halloween, but some more fall rolling in, specifically with the fall candles. And these dates might be off like 1 or 2 days, but I tried to make it as specific as possible. So I remember, I think it was either June 25th or 26th that I went into my store and I saw all the fall candles. So not Halloween yet from a candles perspective, but all your more traditional fall ones. So I think they had things like the mahogany apple. I think they had like the lakeside No, Lakeside Citrus is year round. Is it? No, they had Sweater Weather, maybe Together Weather, like, is it Frozen Lake that they do for fall? There was one lake fragrance that they always do for fall. I think they had things like Crisp Morning Air, like those more traditional fall candles we saw around that June 25th date. And then one of the last days of June, June 30th, is when we got that Halloween early access, again, for app members or just members who have the app. So we got early access to the Halloween launch, and I believe this did include the body care and some select home care and accessories. So June of 2025 was really jam-packed, very quiet at the beginning, but then we got hit with semi-annual sale, we got hit with Halloween, we got hit with a new fragrance, and then we got those fall candles as well. So June is always one of the busiest months at Bath & Body Works and one of my favorites. Now, how do I think that translates into 2026? What do we know so far? So far, I definitely think we're going to see that quiet early June. We just had the Memorial Day sale, which I believe was roughly 20% off. We're starting to see a little bit of a slowdown in those product launches. We just got the entire collaboration with Bath & Body Works and Star Wars with the Force Flow and the Bounty Hunter fragrance. So that just came out a week or two ago on, I think it was, or a week or two ago. That just came out, I think 2 or 3 weeks ago on May 11th. We also got the Summer Sweets body care around the same time, which was the 4 fragrance collection. So that included things like Pina Colada Swirl, the Cotton Candy Clouds, blanking on the other 2, Neapolitan Ice Cream, and what is the 4th? Neapolitan Ice Cream, Cotton Candy Clouds, Pina Colada Swirl, and Meet Me in Miami. How could I forget my favorite? We had that roll out, then we had the online Everyday Luxuries small drop with some of the other returning Everyday Luxuries, and then we had a bunch of Scent Lab stuff, so 3 new Scent Lab, and then Scent Lab Body Butters. We had quite a busy May, so I definitely think we're going to see the quiet beginnings of June, very similar to what we saw last year. We do have a rumored start date for the summer semi-annual sale. This year it is going to be Monday, June 15th. I'm not sure if we're going to see that early access on June 14th. That's definitely something that I'm looking out for. I think semi-annual sale is always going to be something that people prefer to go in-store, even though it's a little bit hectic the first couple days as opposed to online, but haven't seen anything come from Bath & Body Works if they're going to be doing that early access. So we'll keep you guys in the know, but the rumored start date, so in-store, online, on the app, everything for summer semi-annual sale this year is June 15th. So I want to say June 5th, June 15th. So definitely make sure to mark your calendar. And moving on into Halloween and fall. Now, we don't have any confirmed information on the release dates or what they're planning for fall and Halloween. So this is going to be like half of my thoughts and then also half of kind of what we're seeing this year, what I think could happen in June. So my thoughts personally, I think June is way too early for Halloween. By the time you actually get to the Halloween season, because you released it so early, nobody's excited anymore. Nobody's talking about it anymore. And I feel like that's why we had so much Halloween overstock in my store last year. They put it out way too early. No one was interested in it at the time. And then it had sat out on the store shelves so long, it wasn't really new anymore. It wasn't fresh. So I'm personally hoping that they delay Halloween and fall just a little bit. Like, honestly, I think like August would be perfect. I think that's going to be way too much for them. Maybe July if we get lucky. But now turning from my opinion into what I think we're actually going to start seeing. Because we had the Star Wars collaboration, because we had the Disney Princesses collaboration, because we had the other collaboration with Peeps this year, I definitely think they're going to be gearing up for some type of collaboration going into the fall, going into kind of that July, later summer. I feel like something is brewing because they have done so many Disney collaborations this year alone, and I do believe they have a multi-year contract. I was trying to think of what we could be seeing for Halloween or fall this year. Definitely think we could see an expansion of the Disney Villains collection, as that was something that was kind of last year, and I think maybe if they reformulated, came out with new villains, definitely worked on the scents and the fragrance stories a little bit, could be super successful this year. Also think we could maybe see things like Nightmare Before Christmas or Hocus Pocus as well, both super famous Halloween fall Disney movies, and with the contract with Disney, could definitely see them wanting to do something in that realm for Halloween. Not sure if that would kick off as early as June, but if they were going to kick off Halloween in June again, could definitely see those be something they'd be interested in. And then regarding just general Bath & Body Works Halloween collaborations aside, what we know right now is that I believe it's going to be some type of spooky carnival themed collection. I've seen a couple of images online. I've also seen Life Inside the Page make maybe a post or two about this kind of carnival look and collection. So don't really have any images or any true confirmation I want to share yet. I think it's just a little bit too early, but as people are starting to talk about it and Halloween was released early access last year in June, could definitely think we'll see something similar this year. Regarding fall, I think again, we could see Halloween first and then fall, which is really weird. I wish they would do fall first and then Halloween, but I don't think we're going to be seeing fall body care as early in June. I think we're going to see that kind of later July going into August. But those are my ideas on what I think we can expect for June. I think the first couple weeks are going to be quiet. Then we'll have the big semi-annual sale launch on June 15th. And then maybe towards the super end of June is when we'll start seeing some of the fall or Halloween. So you guys, that really wraps up this video. Let me know in the comments down below what you guys think of June. Are you excited for fall? Are you excited for Halloween? Is that just like way too much, way too early? Are you just focused on semi-annual sale? Always love hearing your thoughts in the comments down below. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, found it helpful, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye guys.